everyone, and welcome to the Mama Making Podcast. I am your host, Jessica. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. I am so excited to be recording a quick little solo episode for you to share a little bit about what is coming up for season 4. Bit of a sneak peek. I haven't put much on social media yet, so that will be to come. But for my listeners who have been with me either from the beginning or new listeners, thank you for being here. And I am so excited to share with you what we have coming next. First things first, we bought a new house. I have a beautiful new office. Obviously, my shelving needs to be a little bit more filled. So as you see, there's some blank spaces and I'm trying to start filling them. So give me any suggestions you might have on how to style this incredible built-in situation. So firstly, I have had so much fun with my return with season 3. It has probably been double what a normal season should be, but I felt like it was really just coming back and rediscovering why I podcast and why I wanted to come back and restart as a I guess new mom and new and green in the podcast space. I felt really unsure about whether I wanted to come back to it or not. My first year of motherhood was a little rough, and so by year 2, I was like, okay, I started feeling the itch to come back because one of my main things with the podcast is being able to storytell, frankly. I love doing interviews. I love meeting other moms. I love chatting with experts and being able to kind of be the broadcaster for some of these stories and experiences from both moms and professionals. And I was really missing that. And so with season 3, I really kind of just wanted to blow it out of the water and come back with a new look, a new vibe. If you listen to some of my old episodes, they are very different than these episodes. They're a little less scripted and a little more chill this time around, just to truly be more of a conversation. And I really want listeners to feel like they're just dropping into a conversation between one or two moms at a coffee shop who are doing a little meetup, or a chat with girlfriends. I really feel like I was missing that when I took a bit of a hiatus as I became a mom. So season 3 was very long, and season 4 probably won't be as long, but I had such an incredible time meeting with so many different people, so many different topics. I'm thinking of a million different guests that we had and topics that we talked about that I'm like, oh my God, it was such a good one. I feel like every episode I put out, I was like, oh my God, this is the best one yet. And then each week it kept going like, oh my God, I think this is the best one. So being able to share the stories of other moms and other professionals has really been fulfilling to me and really filled me in a way that I didn't expect. I felt like I really lost who I was and what was important to me in becoming a mom. And I think that's natural for everybody. Like, you're so all encompassed with becoming a mom. And it's the most beautiful and incredible experience to become a mom. But I think we kind of get lost in this limbo of like, I'm not my old self, but I don't know quite who I am now or who I want to be. So I feel like this season of the podcast has really helped me figure that out. And I have spoken a little bit about my own individual journey through the podcast here and there on different episodes. But I, in the summer of my background, I have mentioned it was in nonprofit fundraising. I made a small pivot to business development and behavioral health, which is very similar, oddly enough. But I wound up getting let go in a large layoff from the large health system that I worked for in the summer of 2023. And it was, looking back, it was a very hard life experience to go through. And luckily I have a really incredible partner and husband who was like, we got this. Like, whatever you want to do next is where we're headed. So it took me a bit. Let's not say it was the next day that I was like, all right, let's do something cool. It took me a bit of time to kind of get my feet under me and get my confidence back and figure out, okay, who am I professionally? Who do I want to be professionally? Do I really care what other people think of me professionally? I had this like connection to my identity as a corporate professional, and I really had to take the ego out of that and be like, okay, what sits best for me right now in my life space? And it took a few months, as I said, but I really stepped into this idea of like, you have an entrepreneurial spirit. Let's figure out what's next within that. So, I got let go in the summer. I took a couple months to be home with my son and decide what I wanted to do next. And I decided to start a digital marketing company, I guess, with one of my old business partners or my old colleagues, who is kind of a behind the scenes partner of mine. But we decided that we wanted to focus on small businesses and creators. I've always had a heart for small business owners, and being in the nonprofit space helped me see the core of a lot of small business is family and specific values and missions that align with me specifically. I love to tell the story of how people started their business and the hard times and the best times and how it shifted their family and what it looked like. So for us, our company is called Collabs Creative, and we focus on helping small businesses tell their story through social media and website and print marketing, which is our main focuses. Because the last thing you want to do as a small business owner is design graphics and social media copy for your Instagram feed. But if we can do it in a cost affordable way, and help you take just that one thing off your list as a small business owner, I want to do it. And I think that what we have built has been really incredible in serving families who own small businesses or artists and creators who just need that little extra support, whether it's full on now or full on later in the future. I have been really filled by that and being able to storytell. So that was my career change, and kind of starting my own business, which has also helped me discover my severe imposter syndrome and that I don't feel like qualified to call myself a business owner, and I'm just doing what I love and rolling with the punches. And it has taken me pretty much all of season 3 to be like, okay, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, and which has led me into where I'm going with the podcast. I have really been fascinated with talking to other moms, hearing their life experiences. My goal with the podcast from the beginning to now is asking the questions so that other people feel less alone. I think it can be super isolating as a mom to be like, I'm the only one going through this. I know I still feel that way, but my goal is if I can help one mom feel like, okay, someone else in the world is experiencing this, or come away with a tip or a tool that's like, all right, let me try this, see how it goes. That's my goal at the end of the day. But in my own entrepreneurial journey, have really started to connect and link up with a lot of other moms who are being moms and building either their own business or a creative project or some kind of concept or nonprofit that fills them professionally while also allowing them to prioritize their families. And so that is something that has really taken off for me. An interest for the podcast is seeing how people are juggling it all And I'm finding that the answer is we don't, and we're all just figuring it out and we're all winging it. So being able to tap into the entrepreneurial mom space has been really fulfilling to me, to one, be able to share their story and how they got there in hopes to inspire some other moms who are like stuck in their 9 to 5 that they don't love, or maybe they do love their job, but it's just not fitting with their family and what they want their family to look like. And I'm hopeful that sharing these stories and being the storyteller of these entrepreneurial moms will help other moms be like, okay, maybe I can do it. Maybe it's doing a side hustle for a while till you build up that you have the ability to be a full-time, or you have the ability to go ahead and start your own business, quit your 9 to 5 and start your own business. I think my goal is almost like empowerment, to empower other moms. Like, look at all these other moms doing it. We're all doing it our own different way, and you can too. So I'm really excited to be featuring more entrepreneurs talking about their life experience and what it all looks like, and do kind of like a behind the scenes, like how the sausage is made inside baseball, whatever phrase you want to use, to show what it is looking like behind the scenes. So that's kind of where my focus has been with the podcast, and will continue to go in season 4. I will always chat with moms about birth stories and what it's like to be raising kids and have a homestead or have started a cool project. It will always be mom focused, and I will always be telling stories about moms. So I have shifted my focus a bit in that area. Not only has it changed the podcast vision, it has kind of changed me as well. I have had a lot more insight on areas that I'm like, okay, I need to lean into this. And one of those things is feeling like I'm not totally a part of any one group. And that's kind of how I like it. I think that being the storyteller allows me to see things from like a foot behind, where I can kind of see and share so that other people get other views. But stepping into a role calling myself a storyteller has been really odd to me. But my goal with season 4 is to really start leaning into being an advocate and a storyteller for moms in general, and be really continue to be humbled by people allowing me to share their stories. So that's my focus for season 4 in terms of content and guests. We will be doing guest episodes, but we will also be doing some solo episodes. Frankly, I don't know what they're going to look like. I think they're going to be a lot of this rambling, talking about how I'm feeling about things, maybe some reflections on the episodes prior, maybe the state of the world. I don't know yet. Those will evolve, but I was strongly advised by someone I met at a podcasting conference to start doing some solo episodes and kind of center myself as a storyteller. So I am going against what's comfortable and going to be doing some solo episodes. I can't promise they'll be every week or even every 2 weeks, but at least once a month you'll see my face here on videos, just me chatting. So that's that. But the biggest shift for the Mama Making Podcast in season 4 is video. We will be doing video episodes just like this one to start to see a whole new side of things. So we will still be doing just audio for those who like to listen on streaming services, but we will also be adding video to YouTube and TikTok and Spotify and all of the places. So I feel like I'm an avid podcast listener, but I'm also an avid podcast watcher. And I think there's something really different to seeing the people that you're listening to, and I think it just opens up a whole new window of connection, which I'm so excited to launch. I am very scared. I am not a media person. I know very, very little. So I am scared, and it's probably going to be ugly in the beginning, but bear with us as we kind of figure this thing out together. I'd love to hear feedback on how things are looking, how they're working, what the user experience is, from the listener, how it's all operating on your end. I would love to have feedback about that. But I'm so excited to bring video into the space, and I have the most beautiful office space for it. So get more excited to see some of this space a little more often. Let's see what else. We recently in August launched a MMP insider newsletter. That is where I'll be sharing a little more personal stuff, what's going on with me, more connection to me as a individual person that I'm not sharing on socials and maybe not even talking about on the podcast. But I'll be sharing a little bit more about me. I'll be recapping some of the episodes from the week or the month prior. One of the big things I want to do there is have another space to share resources. In every episode of the podcast, we ask any resources that the guest could give. And that's where we'll be featuring that stuff. Anything that's coming up in the world. Typically, I'm in the Chicago area, so it's a lot of Chicago events. But as we continue to expand as a podcast, I am so down to share any kind of event anywhere happening. And then, yeah, we'll be just sharing insider info on the newsletter. So you can go to themamamakingpodcast.com and you will get a pop-up immediately to join the newsletter. Please, please, please do that. I would love to have a bigger newsletter community. My goal in 25 and 26 is community. So figuring out different ways to continue to bring this community together. I get messages in my DMs. I hear people tell me in person that they listen and this is their favorite episode or what they took away from the episodes this month. And I would love a space for people to do that together. And so the one way I kind of want to build that is through a newsletter where people can see information all together and start to kind of cultivate this community and see where it takes off. Again, feedback is appreciated on the newsletter. Let me know what you want to hear, what you want to see, all of the above. And I am so excited to be going into season 4. With our socials, we're going to have a touch of a different look. I'm very excited to be shooting a photo shoot this month to start to reintroduce who I am and like what the vibe is for the podcast, and cannot wait to share that with you all. But I think that's it for season 4. I'm really just kind of going with my gut and focusing in on moms always, and moms who are making something, whether it's making your family or making a business or making a project or making a concept. That's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm leaning into it, and I hope you'll lean in with me. Please, please, please follow us on social media, the Mama Making Podcast on all socials, as well as on YouTube and TikTok that are new this year. And please, please, please share with a friend. Any shares you could give from our content would be so appreciated. That's all for now. Thank you for stopping. We'll talk to you soon.